Muslims mark Prophet Muhammad's birthday with health walk. Also, Honorable McNair supports students with 2,000 mathematical points ahead of BEC examination. Also, UCC revealed number one ranking. Also, a comprehensive strategy is required to save the city. EU allocates 10 million euros to address Ghana's food security needs. On international, Lagos moved from jungle to megacity under my watch. We are live on Facebook at MSTVGH, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at MSTVGH. And now to our first story. Several hundreds of Muslims, including the young and old from all walks of life, embarked on a health walk on Saturday, 8th October, preceding the annual celebration of the birth of Prophet Muhammad, dubbed Maulid Health Walk 2022. The exercise was organized by the Consent Tijaniya Youth of Nima to promote unity and help participants keep fit. Considered as a vigorous exercise, this is the second year since the youth group in Nima, Accra, have come together and started this walk, which had become an annual activity. The health walk started from Mamobi, Mawako, through Nima, New Town, back to Mamobi, Mawako, and saw men, women, and children and Muslim students from second cycle tertiary institution jog, walk and dance to local cultural songs of praises. The participants wore t-shirts and held paraphernalia bearing the photos and names of the national chief imam. They later conveyed to a short speech by the leadership of the group.
Rajab na wurin Allah shine watan da yafi kowane wata, don Rajab shine watan Allah. Sha'ban na Annabi Muhammadu, Ramadan na al'umma Annabi Muhammadu. Man yasa Allah ya dauki Rajab? Don Rajab ne sason Amina, ma'aifan Amina ya dauki haske na Annabi Muhammadu sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sai Allah ba da bishara, haka kowane annabi yazo har karshe Annabi Isa alaihi salamu yazo ya ba da bishara ga Annabi Muhammadu. Annabi Muhammadu yayin da za a haifi Annabi Muhammadu sai Allah ya gaya mala'ika ka gaya mutu duniya baki daya mun ba bayin Allah kaya, annabawan kowa an ba shi kaya, kamar Annabi Sulaimana an ba shi sarautar na Annabi Muhammadu ne. Annabi Yusuf an ba shi kyawun na Annabi Muhammadu ne. Annabi Musa an ba shi sanda da macijiya, duka sirrin Annabi Muhammadu. Annabi Ibrahima an ba shi bushara, duka na Annabi Muhammadu ne. Annabi Ibrahima an ba shi hulla, duka na Annabi Muhammadu ne. So sai Annabi ya ce Allah ya ce a gaba duka ba Annabi Muhammadu sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
In other news, the third-time Member of Parliament for Ayawasu East constituency, Honorable McNair, to support BEC candidates with over 2,000 mathematical sets to aid the students. The NP, in partnership with Lead Africa International, had orientation for the students to bolden them ahead of the nationwide final examination. In preparation of the students for the forthcoming, the NP organized a mock examination for further ensure success of this year's examination. This is what the NP had to say to the students.
We are here also because of you, special. First of all, before I start before I can say whatever I want to say, we want to thank Lead Africa first, because they had something better, nice, and then they thought about Ayawasu East. The new teachers that we are seeing now, we hope we will see some good change. So I won't talk much. I wanted to encourage you, because you are the future leaders. You are the future leaders. Tomorrow, any one of you here can be a president.
Yes.
Yes. I'm sure you believe that.
Yes.
You can be one of you here can be a vice president.
Yes.
One of you here can be a minister of state.
Yes.
One of you here can be a member of parliament.
Yes.
One of you here can be an assembly member.
Yes.
So I want to work hard, to continue working hard, to study hard, to make sure your dream comes true. So once again, I want to thank all of you here. Your director, I'm sure your director also is willing to support you. So let's work hard, let's come together and make sure our dream comes true and make Ayawaso East more proud. Assalamu alaikum.
Director of Education for Ayawaso East Municipality also had this to say.
Live afraid. Their coming year is through our enemy. He saw them and have seen the great work they have been doing. So he came and then discussed with me that no, there is an NGO that are into children. They counsel children and do other things. So he think it would be very nice if our children benefit from it. I said, why not? So he gave me their contact and then we started from there. And since this is their first time, he wants to come and see what exactly they do so that we can replicate it in other schools. Okay? So please, we have prepared you enough. We have spoken to you enough. Your teachers have taught you enough. And I guess you have also learned enough. Is that not it?
Yes.
Next week by this time, then social study is what? Gone story. Okay? It will be a gone story. Then we'll be facing ICT. I know that there is nothing that we can have done. And I know and believe that you get your first choice schools to attend. Yeah.
Still on education, the University of Cape Coast has retained its position as the topmost ranked university in Ghana and West Africa and fourth in Africa. This was known after the Times Higher Education released the 2023 World University Rankings on Wednesday, October 12. UCC was also ranked among the top 400 universities in the world. Despite this feat, the Cape Coast located university dropped 23 places from its position as the number one in terms of research globally on the 24th position. The annual WOOL is the most prestigious global ranking aimed at providing the definitive list of best universities, evaluated across 5 key areas of teaching, research, citation, international outlook, and industry income. There uses 13 carefully calibrated performances indicators to provide the most comprehensive and balanced comparisons, and all data are independently audited by professional services firm PricewaterhouseCoopers. And now to business. Director of Research of the Institute of Economic Affairs, John Kwache, has said a holistic strategy is needed immediately to rescue the local currency. He asked the Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, and the Governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, to immediately draft that strategy. In a tweet, Dr. Kwache said, and I read, "A comprehensive strategy is required to save the cedi. The Minister and Governor should return quickly from Washington to put in place such a strategy." The minority spokesperson on finance, Dr. Castle Atto-Folson, has projected the local currency, that's the cedi, to hit 13.5 to a dollar by end of the year. In his view, the woes of the cedi are due to the lack of investor confidence in the local economy. Foreign businesses, he said, are repatriating their projects back to their home countries in dollars. The European Union has pledged an additional 10 million euros to Ghana. He said the allocation will support the sustainable development of a number of agribusiness value chains, including shea, soybeans, beekeeping, and vegetables. The deputy head of EU mission said this would complement efforts by the Ghanaian government to mitigate further increase in poverty, hunger, and malnutrition in vulnerable areas affected by high prices of food, fertilizer, and fuel. He said the current 10 million euros allocation to Ghana represented the commitment of the EU and member states Team Europe approach to mobilizing political, policy, and financial means to safeguard food security, while transitioning to more resilient food systems. He said the food security situation was a very serious concern, and that was why the EU had allocated 600 million euros to countries mainly in Africa to finance humanitarian food aid and food production to strengthen local food production systems. He said the support would help 19 countries to cope with the consequences of Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine, notably the current food security and related economic shock. He said the new funding comes to top of the EU's 203 million euros joint programming support already dedicated to Ghana for 2021 to 2024. The deputy head of EU mission said the extra funding today would strengthen the ongoing program as well as the EU's upcoming support to agricultural sector in Ghana. Now to sports. Didier Drogba has slammed the hierarchy at Chelsea for lacking class. The Blues legend has voiced an extraordinary rant aimed at the club's current regime, claiming that there were far more class at Stamford Bridge during the Roman Abramovich era. Roman Abramovich's 19-year-long reign at Chelsea officially came to an end in May with the Todd Bowley-led consortium completing a takeover worth of 4.25 billion euros. Bailey has certainly been busy in his first few months as Chelsea co-owner, with a high turnover of both players and staff. Most notably, the Blues controversially sacked Thomas Tuchel last month, replacing him with Graham Potter. But there have also been plenty of changes to the backroom team. Former chairman who's back, director and transfer chief Marina Gronowska, technical and performance director Peter Cech, and international head of scouting Scott McLachlan have all left the club in recent months. Medical chief Paco Bielsa departed last month, while director of communications Steve Atkins also made an exit. It had been quite the exodus of staff since Bowley took over at Chelsea, and Blues legend Didier Drogba said it's been very hard seeing the club get rid of certain people. He has called on Bowley to return to the principles and values the club had under Abramovich. Also in entertainment, Shatta Wale speaks about his jail experience for the first time on Showbiz 360. The dancehall artist likes spending time in jail taking education. According to Shatta Wale, he felt at home from the prisoners' warm reception. He mentioned that some ran errands for him while others offered their prized food for his enjoyment. He said to Giovanni, when I went to jail, I was actually feeling like I was at home because people have been in there for 30 years and they've never seen Shatta Wale. So as they saw me, they fed water for me. Some brought me food from their visitors, just like the way people see me on the street and kneel down. It was the same way in the jailhouse. For Shatta Wale, his experience didn't break him, as he came out strong enough to make a hit song on God. It wasn't like they took me somewhere to suffer. When I went there, it was like a vacation. Nobody goes to jail and comes back with the right frame of mind. But I came back from jail and dropped on God. Shatawale continued. Also in international, the police command in Kaduna State on Thursday said operative neutralized 2 suspected bandits in Kidanda, Giwa local government area. The command said that the operative rescued 1 kidnapped victim and recovered an AK-49 rifle loaded with 24 live ammunition during the operation. Peter Mba, Enugu State People's Democrat governor candidate. This is contained in a statement issued by Command's Public Relations Officer, DSP Muhammad Giled, in Kaduna. Jalid said the command, acting in line with the operational direction of the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, has recorded another tactical milestone in its relentless onslaught against criminal elements in the state. The command at about 8 hours of October 2nd received an information that some heavily armed bandits in large numbers were sighted around Idaso area in Kidanda in Galadimawa district of Giwa LGA on a mission to commit atrocity against law-abiding citizens. Upon receipt of the information, the command immediately mobilized a nearby crack squad to advance the location in a bid to thwart their nefarious mission. The resilient officer, on getting to the area, engaged the bandits in a fierce gun battle and successfully neutralized 2 bandits, while others escaped with varying degrees of bullet wounds, Jalej said. In other news, the All Progressive Congress APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has recalled how he returned the fortunes of Lagos State around from a jungle to a mega city during his tenure as the governor of the state. Tinubu stated this in a mini documentary that aired on Channels Television on the night of Friday, October 14, 2022. Polls report that Tinubu governed Lagos from 1999 to 2007. The former 2-term governor of Lagos claimed the credit for laying the development foundation of the state, upon which his successors have continued to build to make the state what it is today. The presidential hopeful make bold to say that Lagos truly came alive under his stewardship. This is where we end today's edition of Flash News Updates right here on MSTVGA. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at MSTVGA, and also we are live on YouTube, on Facebook, MSTVGA. I am Amina Monde. Thanks for watching.